I'm Deontay Jenkins, and here's what's on my mind. One of my favorite styles of cinematic expression is animation. It's so freeing and lets the imagination really do whatever it can think of. There are no limitations to it, and it's just fun. But there's one aspect of animation that becomes memorable and sticks with us forever, and that is the character design. And there's one company that I think does character design better than anyone else working in animation today. I wonder who that company could be. But before we get into that, make sure you hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up if you think it's any good, make sure you share it with a friend, you can follow me here on social media, and check out my latest short films here. And now that that's out of the way, character design. What makes good character design? Is it the shapes, is it the colors, is it the expressiveness of the character? Truth be told, great character design does not start with character design at all. It starts with the story. Pixar has always been a story-driven studio that tells character-driven stories, whether it's a fish trying to find his lost son, or a toy cowboy trying to remain relevant in the eyes of a child. Pixar's stories are a blueprint for three-dimensional characters. Each character they create, from the lead character to the comedic relief, has their own unique personality. So it only makes sense that they take those personalities and use them to build on their character design. But it's not as simple as something like taking a goofy character and making them long and dangly. Woody's clumsy limbs would suggest that he's a far more goofy character than he actually is. A lot of animated films fall into that trap, opting to go with the low-hanging fruit of their basic characterization rather than the true character of their subject. Not Pixar though. Take for instance, Sully from Monsters, Inc. His contradictory design tells the story of the change that he goes through the film. On the surface, he's a huge hulking monster that's designed to frighten children. But on the other hand, his brightly colored fur makes him feel warm and inviting and almost makes you just want to hug him. Or take Violet from The Incredibles. Her black hair, her pale skin, and her dark wardrobe seems like it screams emo loner. But in actuality, her loner look says a lot about her shy and unconfident personality. Everything from the way she clutches her books to her chest to the way her hair covers her face shows that she's closing herself off from the world and everyone in it. Every single detail about a character's design can tell you who they are before they've even said two words on screen. Everything from a character's size to their hair to their length to their colors can tell you a story about who they are before they've even said two words on screen. Pixar's colors have warmth and saturation to them. There's an actual science to color, and Pixar has mastered it. There are colors that we subconsciously assign to things, and because of that, when we see these colors, we have visceral reactions to them. A sleek, cool bachelor becomes a loving father and a family man just by the change of the color of his costume. Even when you're trying to show a character's deceit, you can use colors to do so. Lotso hugging bear shocks us on screen when he is proven to be the villain of Toy Story 3. But subconsciously, it cuts us even deeper because he has such a warm and inviting color scheme. His magenta fur doesn't scream he's a villain, it actually purposely draws you in to believe the opposite, which from a story point is exactly what the filmmakers want you to think. Teddy bears become shockingly menacing, princesses become heroic, rats become friendly, all because of the color palette used to portray them. In Ratatouille, Remy's color isn't drab and gray like how normal rats are. It has hints of blue, and it's a lot more eye-catching and eye-pleasing and honestly inviting. This is a rat. This is Remy. Which one looks more inviting to you? Imagine making Joy orange or Mr. Incredible's suit purple. It's not the same. Not just because you're not used to those colors, but because the colors that were used subconsciously does something to you and tells a story about who the character is. But beyond color theory and beyond character development, we want to look at pretty things. Things that are easy on the eyes, especially in animation. It's true. Our brains make us enjoy looking at cute things by rewarding us with dopamine, a chemical that makes us feel intensely happy. The physical traits of babies are something that we find extremely cute and releases that dopamine into our brain. So when we see those traits on animated characters, we feel a little bit more attachment to them. Things like animals or toys or even cars feel a bit more when they have childlike traits. All designers know this. It's the soft and exaggerated features that make us fall in love. You can see this everywhere from Mac computers to BB-8 and R2-D2 from Star Wars. And Pixar has somehow mastered this more so than any other studio the world over. It's not just the childlike look of the characters, it's the softness of the angles. Everything just feels inviting. In nature, there aren't really any right angles or straight lines, and we're more attracted to softened edges and circular designs. Look at Carl from Up. Carl is a square. Not just in terms of his personality, but in terms of his character design. He's an actual square. But if you notice, all of his edges are soft. They roll off onto each other and feel a bit more inviting and a bit more eye-pleasing for the viewer. And you'll see this throughout all of Pixar's films. Mike is a circle. Frozone is an oval. Wall-E is a square, and although he is designed with hard lines and right angles, those industrial type designs are offset by his droopy teardrop eyes. The way a character is shaped is just as important as the colors you use in their design. It makes a huge difference. And where you place those shapes changes everything about a character. Just look at characters' eyes. The separation of Crush's eyes in Finding Nemo makes him feel more chill and inviting than, say, Roz from Monsters, Inc. or Flick from A Bug's Life. Although shapes are exaggerated like they are in most animated films, they have a flow and a sense to them that says, this goes here and this should look like this. Honestly, the way animated characters are shaped can make or break a film for me. But somehow Pixar gets it right every single time, even if the shapes drastically change from film to film. Pixar gets a lot of praise for their storytelling, and rightfully so, but it's the character design that sticks with us the most. It's what we see on posters and toys and lunchboxes and backpacks. It's what kids dream about at night and what we associate with our childhood as adults. The character designers are telling the story just as much as the scriptwriters at Pixar. And it's those character designs that stick with us and make us remember those stories forever. Great character design can go beyond just what's happening on screen and beyond what's just happening in the story. It hits us on a deep level. Pixar has figured that out and they do it excellently. So if you're an animator or just a film lover and you really want to know how character design is done or what good character design looks like, look no further than Pixar films. Whether you love them or hate them, you cannot deny that their character design is A1. But then again, what do I know? Thanks again for watching, guys. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you thought it was cool. You can follow me here on social media. Make sure you share this video with a friend. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what your favorite Pixar character is. Be sure to come on back next time because I think you're pretty cool. Peace.